We're here at D1 College Nationals in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is the open final between Middlebury College and Puget Sound Postman, Middlebury the Pranksters. I'm Jimmy Leppert.
I'm Charlie Enders.
And this finals is brought to you by Skyd Magazine, presented by Spin Ultimate. Puget Sound starts off with a pole. It's a big pole. It's very windy here in this game. It hasn't been too windy here this weekend, but it's definitely picked up for this game.
Immediate deep shot here. Spencer Sheridan with the D.
Oh.
Both kind of misread it, but wind definitely is a factor there.
Yeah, I'm surprised Jeff Hetzel there, a junior from Middlebury College, didn't come out with that disc. He's been very, very good on offense for Middlebury all weekend long.
It's Spencer Sheridan with the disc here. Puget Sound released a video hyping him for Next Gen 2013, and definitely a win here today would boost that resume.
Call on the play. Yeah, Spencer Sheridan and the entire Puget Sound D-line has been lights out all weekend long. Their defense has been practically unstoppable at times. It's faltered a little bit today, allowed them to have a close quarterfinal game and a close semifinal game. But still, phenomenal job by their defense today, especially the adjustments made by Coach Adam Lehrman.
Looks like the mark there called a foul, but it's been overruled by the observer.
CB Wolf of Puget Sound with a disc. Up to Daniel Mosel. Over to Alan Henze. Alan Henze throws a flick up line to Eric Hopfenbeck. Hopfenbeck throws it deep. Oh, and the wind pushes it down too much. Puget Sound cannot come down with it. It'll be Middlebury disc with the chance to hold here at the beginning of the game.
Hopfenbeck is a U23 tryout player. We'll see if he has a big presence on the game today. Definitely a big guy, but we'll see if his throws are there in this win.
Middlebury looks deep. That's Hetzel with a throw for Middlebury, and it just can't connect with Will Loans. Hopfenbeck with a disc, swings it over. To Sheridan. Travel called. And it's going to go back to Hopfenbeck over on the sideline. Looks like man with a vert stack for Puget Sound.
Got to be a foul call there.
Yeah, foul call on the throw on Sheridan.
Smart play by Sheridan there, stepping through the mark, drawing the foul.
We'll have to see if in this win Puget Sound can use the handler movement they've been using all weekend long. They've been able to gain lots of space up line through the handler movement. Mosel with a disc. Mosel swings it over to number 22, Alan Henze. Henze up to Geertz Larson. Geertz Larson on the sideline.
Break. Nice break there.
Very nice throw. Geertz Larson again. Ooh, just too far for Daniel Mosel. Middlebury hucks it right away. Oh, that was close. Jeff Hetzel again not able to reel that in for Middlebury.
Middlebury seems to, since they're going downwind, it seems to just want to boost it and be content with playing defense.
And they've been playing some hard man defense so far. Hopfenbeck picks up the disc. Hetzel marking for Middlebury.
I believe Hopfenbeck normally cuts. Interesting that he's handling here.
CB Wolf with a disc for Puget Sound. Back to Hopfenbeck, but a pick called. Puget Sound looking to break here. Ooh, it goes right out of the hands of Sheridan. Wind is really pushing now. Middlebury picks up right to the cone. Oh, Middlebury just can't go down with it, but a foul was called.
This is definitely the corner where the wind is pushing everything, so.
A little bit of discussion here between the players. That was Will Loans for Middlebury that wasn't able to reel that catch in. and that's Davis Whitehead with the throw. Players decided it is a foul, and it goes back to Whitehead. It's probably 3-4 yards out of the end zone.
A little bit of discussion about where everyone was at the time of the foul.
Play call by Middlebury, with Lone sitting in the lane here on the 4 side. The rest of the cutters back, and one handler back here for Whitehead. Whitehead gets it back.
Great switch there.
Back to Whitehead. Lots of poaching here
High
from Middlebury. High release was a poor choice in this win. The wind just carries it straight out of bounds. Lones was not able to come down with that from Middlebury.
Trying to get a little too fancy there with the throws.
Hetzel on the mark here on Hoffenbeck. And it goes right out of Mazel's hands. Apologies if I'm saying that name wrong.
Double cut there, but works
Middlebury
out.
up the line to Whitehead. Foul call on the play.
Already an ample amount of calls being made here. This game most likely will not make it to 15, judging by the wind.
Especially these points stay the same when it's even difficulty to punch in the downwind break due to the wind. Whitehead with the disc. Throws it over looking for Hetzel, but he can't curve it in.
Whitehead's third turn this point, I believe.
Hetzel's been the main target here in the end zone for Middlebury. Hoffenbeck picks up the disc for Puget Sound. That's right out of the hands of Mazel.
The exact same turnover as the previous possession from Puget Sound.
As has got to be frustrating for Puget Sound. As we can already see, these teams aren't used to the wind today. Over to Lones. Lones right into the Puget Sound defender.
That's about the 8th turnover at this point.
Henze with the disc over to Hoffenbeck. Hoffenbeck puts up a huck. It's floating over. Definitely 50-50 as the players crowd around.
Great.
Somehow the Puget Sound player
catch.
comes down with it. That's CB Wolf coming down with a catch. He's got the disc. Throws it over to Hoffenbeck. Poachy look here from the Middlebury defense. Hoffenbeck with the disc. Throws it over. Hits CB Wolf again. Call on the play, though.
Lucky plays like that could be the difference in the upwinders in this game. That's huge.
It goes back to Hoffenbeck. Yeah, it was a big 50-50 for CB Wolf to come down with for Puget Sound. See if Hoffenbeck can punch in the break to start the game. Over to Wolf, or that's Daniel Mazel looking for Hoffenbeck. It floats. Oh, and Hoffenbeck comes down with it. Wow, what a grab by Hoffenbeck. And that's a break upwind for Puget Sound to start the game over Middlebury. It's 1-0. Oliver Sutro will pick up the disc here for Middlebury. Looks over to Sam Haig. Puget Sound comes out with a poach look on the handlers. Looking for Hetzel upfield, and the disc dies just before Hetzel can reach it. Moselle gets it for Puget Sound, but a travel's called on the Hoffenbeck throw. Or on
A little
Moselle.
nitpicky there. Hoffenbeck's in for a second point in a row after that long last point. So is Sheridan.
Pick was called. 50-50 thrown up to the back of the end zone.
But that's going to be a turn.
Number 14, Peter Geertz Larson of Puget Sound just can't come down with that one. It would have been a great grab, keep his body in. I'm not sure if he would have been ruled in by the observers. But here comes Davis Whitehead for Middlebury. Looks over to Sam Haig. Haig back to Whitehead. Really poachy look on the handlers by Puget Sound. That forces the turn, that and the wind. Middlebury is not having any luck with the wind so far this game.
Too far.
Henze throws it out of the reach of Spencer Sheridan, and it's Middlebury disc again.
Not a lot of forced Ds so far, more just unnecessary, unforced turnovers from both teams. Definitely has to do with the wind.
Puget Sound working it. They work to the opposite sideline. Hetzel with the disc. Good job by the Puget Sound defense to shut up his upfield looks. Ooh, nice grab there by number 18, Asa Julian. Looks like there's a call downfield.
Injury. It's like his...
Oh, looks like his cleat fell apart. Wow.
He's cutting too hard.
Of all times for that to happen. Trying to get his number. Can't get his number. But coming in for Middlebury is... Oh, I just saw him.
Somebody.
Middlebury disc. Number 18, Asa Julian with it. Back to Whitehead. Whitehead over to Loans. Loans over to Haig. Haig over to Middlebury, swings it back to this field. Hetzel looks for the big huck. Just not sure if anyone's there. It's a very good huck, especially upwind, but no one was there. That was number 12, Stephen Lammers, that came in for Middlebury off of the cleat malfunction at that point.
Immediate poach D there.
Yeah, Sheridan threw it right into the Middlebury player. It's Whitehead with the disc. Whitehead looks back to Hage. Hage up to Hetzel. Hetzel just outside the end zone. Back to Whitehead. Whitehead breaks the mark and it
great break.
Hits Loans, I believe, for the score. It's 1-1 now. Both teams have gone upwind, but Puget Sound is up a break in this game. Cole's been a very important part of the Puget Sound offense so far. Hoffenbeck with the disc now. Hoffenbeck up to Cohen. Cohen with the disc. Back to Berkelhammer. Berkelhammer over to Cole. They've worked the disc upwind very easily so far. Oh, but a poach D there from Middlebury. And they have the disc here with a chance to break back.
That's a good place for a high release compared to in the corner end zone over here, where the wind's just going to push out of bounds.
Just too far. Looking for number 13, Philip Chang there was Middlebury. Weren't able to connect. Sheridan with the disc now. Over to Cole. Cole gets it up to Berkelhammer. Berkelhammer swings it over to the sideline, number 56. Back to Cole. Cole breaks through a couple of guys, gets to Hoffenbeck, who swings it over to number 56, Riley Carpenter, a freshman, for the score. It's an upwind O-point for Puget Sound. Here comes the Puget Sound pole. It's a big pole, floating right downfield, right at the front of the end zone there. Ooh, close there. Puget Sound was getting the D right off the bat.
Wind kind of died here.
Whitehead with the disc now, over to Sutro. Sutro back with the disc to Whitehead. Swinging over to Haig. So back and forth movement here. It's a zone look here from the Puget Sound defense. Middlebury is not able to work it past this zone right now. Really all handler movements, getting minimal yards. And there's a mistake by Whitehead, giving Puget Sound the disc for their second break chance. Looking deep. Oh. And number 4, Daniel Moselle, snags it out of the air before Davis Whitehead of Middlebury could get there, and Puget Sound breaks again. It's now 3-1 Puget Sound over Middlebury. Comes Puget Sound with the pole. That's Hoffenbeck with the pole. Floating down to Middlebury. Middlebury has the disc in the middle of the field.
A zone look here.
It's a downwind point here for Middlebury. Zone's a little surprising, but Middlebury did have some trouble working the disc downwind to start the game.
They're trying to force. The wind is pretty much diagonal, so they're forcing it to the downwind sideline. So hopefully they just dodge there like that.
The Middlebury throw is just too far. They had finally gotten past only handler movement. It's now Puget Sound disc. Harrington with the disc now for Puget Sound. He's trying to find Cole.
Air bounces that.
Oh, man. There are a lot of chances. Cohen ends up with a disc, looks deep.
Tipped by Middlebury. And
Hetzel picks up the disc
immediately to a wide open player.
The wind picks up and floats it.
That's number Whitehead.
4, Davis Whitehead with a disc. Just out of the end zone.
Foul called.
And he draws the foul. His players are taking a little while to catch up. Not sure if Middlebury just wasn't sure if he would catch it, but it took an awful long time for players to catch up. He still really only has one player within vicinity to throw to and 2 Puget Sound defenders. So this is going to the observers to talk about here. It looked like just a foul was called in the mark from our angle in the back of the end zone. It did look like it was a foul call.
Can't tell if the Puget Sound player is contesting the foul.
No foul, looks like the observer just ruled.
Not sure what happens here.
Yeah, at first it seemed like the observer thought the foul was called on the handler on Whitehead, but apparently it wasn't. Oh,
there it is.
Up the line to number 10, Nathan Arnosti, sorry, for Middlebury, and Middlebury scores to make it 3-2 Puget Sound. Here comes the Middlebury pull, a flick pull, upwind, and wow, that's a really good pull.
That was an amazing pull.
The wind died down a little bit, but it's still a little windy, and great job by Middlebury there. Oh, what a sick bid.
It's Whitehead.
Wow. Whitehead
getting it done.
Layout deeds Hoppenbeck.
Getting it done on. I don't think Whitehead has taken a break yet. Seems to be what the focal point of their offense and making a great play on D there.
Some call on the play. Not really sure what it is. The wind's starting to pick up yet again. Middlebury has it as 10, 15 yards out of the end zone. This will be Philip Chang that had the disc. Over to Stephen Lammers. Lammers swings it over to Whitehead. Back to Lammers.
Good fakes here.
Lammers and Whitehead had a lot of success earlier on Saturday, working between the two of them until an open look came about downfield for them to throw to, and looks like they're doing just the same here. Lammers throws it up the line to Nathan Kowalski. Kowalski dumps it back to Whitehead.
Whitehead looking for something.
Nice throw from Whitehead. Back to Lammers. Back to Whitehead. Nice throw again by Whitehead. He likes that flick just under the mark.
Great breaks there by Whitehead.
And that's a Middlebury break for 3-all now.
Pull going out the back of the end zone.
Yeah, the Middlebury pull sails out the back. And Jonas Cole picks up and is going to walk it over to the brick. It's a nice turf field, but no brick marks.
Looks like a vertical stack here.
Up to Moselle. Moselle throws it over to Cole. Hopped up on Cole, but Cole still comes down with it.
Break there by
Breaks
Cole.
the mark over to Hoffenbeck. Hoffenbeck wide open, still has no one on him. Middlebury players are scrambling to find him. Hoffenbeck throws it upfield. Oh, in and out of the hands of Spencer Sheridan.
It's his second drop today.
Oh, but then in and out of the hands of the Middlebury player as well. That was Hetzel on Middlebury that couldn't come up with that catch. Cole stands over the disc, waiting for things to set. Disc is in. Fakes the over the top. 2 defenders, 3 defenders, and finally it's knocked down by Hetzel of Middlebury.
It's like injury call here.
Yeah, it looked like the Puget Sound's player's knee drove into the back of Hetzel. You see Hetzel in the back of the play grabbing his back, and Puget Sound player grabbing his knee. Hopefully they're both okay. Does look like they'll both stay in the game. So poor throw choice there by Puget Sound. Upwind, a floaty throw like that. It hopped up, became a 50-50, and Middlebury got a lot more bodies around the disc before Puget Sound could come down with it.
It's be big if Middlebury can score this downwinder here. I believe that would get them back on serve. They've been content with hucking and trying to play defense and see if they can do something else here.
So Whitehead with the disc, hucks it deep. Number 10, Nathan Arnosti, and it sails away from Arnosti. Hoffenbeck and number 44, Sam Berkelhammer, were there for Puget Sound. Middlebury called out a flick force, but was immediately broken. Hoffenbeck again with the disc. Over to Cole. Foul called there on Will Loans of Middlebury. Spencer Sheridan calling the foul, and
looks like no contest.
A little surprise from our angle. It did look like it was clean, but good spirit there from the Middlebury player, not calling foul. Will Loans there on Spencer Sheridan. Sheridan looks up line, and those are the throws that Puget Sound has had all weekend long that drives their offense. The upline throws to space. And the floaty throw into the end zone connects with Moselle, and that's a Puget Sound score upwind. It's 4-3 Puget Sound over Middlebury. Over to Whitehead. Whitehead up to Hetzel. Hetzel bombs it deep.
Great throw.
Great grab, too. That's Will Loans coming down with it, and that's a quick Middlebury O-point to make it 4-4 with Puget Sound. Stays inbound for Cole to get. Cole and Sheridan playing back and forth here before the Middlebury defense can set. Sheridan with the disc. Look at break side. Some tight D and a hammer in the wind. That was a poor choice by Spencer Sheridan. A hammer upwind. The wind wasn't as active as it had been, but it still floated away from his receiver and gives Middlebury an easy break chance here.
Definitely a high stall count there, but he never even looked at the dump, so probably not the best decision.
Oh, and Middlebury almost throws it away. Number 11, Jeff DeBroni, comes down with it. It's now Middlebury disc just outside the end zone. It's number 13, Philip Chang, with the disc. And that's a score for number 12, Stephen Lammers for Middlebury, and that's a Middlebury break. Middlebury pulling, it's Jeff DeBroni with another flick pull. This one not as good as his earlier flick pull, but definitely not, as it rolls back.
Good bid there.
Middlebury has to lay out to keep the disc around half field for them, as Hoffenbeck picks up for Puget Sound. Oh, and the throw just slips away from Spencer Sheridan. And Middlebury has a chance to break again. This will be the second in a row. Lamar's with the disc. Lammers up to Whitehead. Wind's really picking up now. Nice break. Whitehead really likes that flick break throw. They've worked it all over the break side of the field. Arnosti with the disc. Arnosti finds a receiver. Over to Chang. Chang back to Whitehead. Whitehead finds an open receiver on the far side. Up the line. It floats, though. And that was...
on that one.
That's... I don't know.
I think that's Whitehead.
Yeah, Whitehead calling the foul. Not sure how I feel about it, though. The player definitely obstructed him from going back to get the disc, but I'm just not sure if in this wind if Whitehead really would have had a chance at it. And
one of those kind of calls an ultimate where, observers are definitely going to be useful in this situation.
The wind's really picking up. That wasn't the best of throw choices, but and it stays Middlebury disc. Whitehead with it just outside the end zone. And there's that flick break throw through his mark for the score. It's now 6-4 Middlebury over Puget Sound. Charlie, what have you noticed about the Puget Sound offense so far?
Honestly, it seems like they're tired. Certainly they've had a few players like Cole and Sheridan and Hoffenbeck who have been playing a lot of points. But they don't seem to have the effort level on their throws. They're not taking the care to make sure that the wind doesn't have adverse effects on it. But I mean, Sheridan has maybe played every single point in this game. Cole plays all the O points, and Hoppenbeck, I don't know, has taken any breaks yet either. So
Puget Sound starts with the disc at midfield after the Middlebury pulse sails out of bounds. They're working the break side now instead of handler movement, and the Hoffenbeck throw gets away from him. Poor throw choice. He exposing the underside of the disc to the wind is just never going to work out for you. Going upwind, and it's Middlebury just again with a chance for their third straight break.
Looks like Hoffenbeck's sitting deep for Puget Sound.
Yeah, they're bracketing in the back there. Even though the Middlebury sideline is yelling at them to send it, and they do.
Works.
That's Arnosti with the grab over Hoffenbeck, and he dishes it over to number 9, Nathan Kowalski, for the third straight Middlebury break. Puget Sound look noticeably tired, and they huck it right off the bat. Arnosti's there.
Woohoo! Oh God. Sorry.
And Arnosti hit it away, and Charlie Anders can't throw upwind as a commentator.
Trying to avoid the camera or the microphone here. Sorry, I was using my backhand.
Whitehead's going to pick up here from Middlebury College, right in their own end line. Puget Sound's coming out with a totally different strategy now. It's all man. They find Kowalski. Kowalski over to Chang. Middlebury's working in between the handlers now, keeping it close, not getting too much yards. Adelstein with the disc now, pressured, but back to Whitehead. Whitehead looks deep for a second. The Middlebury cutters are all bunched up there, but still able to get things off.
Great D there.
It was a very good D play there by Alan Hensey of Puget Sound. Now Puget Sound will set up probably 10 yards out of the end zone.
It's Cole with the disc. Cole's been one of the more consistent throwers in the wind for Puget Sound.
Some poachy guys. And 2 Puget Sound players come down with that disc, and they stop the bleeding to bring it to 7-5 Middlebury lead. Puget Sound pull upwind. It's a big pull by Hoffenbeck. But it only lands about half field, and Middlebury is able to pick up Whitehead.
Booster Arnosti.
He's not able to get that one over Berkelhammer. And Berkelhammer is looking to pick up here for Puget Sound, and they're looking to get a break back. It's 7-5 Middlebury. Puget Sound had an early lead, but then their fatigue from 2 close games already in the championship bracket started to show through. And mental miscues and poor decisions. Floaty disc put up there by Berkelhammer. Foul called. It looked like Middlebury made the play to get the D.
Not sure about that. I'm not. Fouls when it's a huge cluster of people, hospital pass. Just, I'm glad there's observers here to rule no foul there.
Good no foul rule by observers. Middlebury's calling out that they're going to be running a 3-1-3 offense here. You have to wonder who'll be the... Yep, it's Arnosti is the ISO cutter in the middle of the field. He gets over on the break side. And now to the force. Nice cut by Arnosti. Foul called. And an offensive foul before the throw, and it's going to go back to Whitehead.
Interesting, Arnosti called the foul and then decided to get open after the foul. I think Whitehead here is probably going to look for his IO flick. It's been very successful today.
Yeah, especially since Arnosti has a little bit of space on his defender. But he should be wary of Spencer Sheridan sitting behind Arnosti, looking at a poach D. Arnosti can't get open. Oh, wow, and Whitehead finds Arnosti. That was a great move there by Whitehead. He was very patient, waited for an open look to come about, and found Arnosti for the score, and that's half, 8-5. Middlebury College over Puget Sound here at the D3 Open Championship game. The story of the first half was that the Postmen just looked tired. So hopefully this rest here can get them back in the game. And
backhand force here.
Whew.
Pretty much everything's going to be force. I guess that's home for both teams.
And it looks like there's a foul called on Spencer Sheridan there as he was blasting up line on the Middlebury defender.
Middlebury saying that he pushed off to get open.
Didn't see the play either way, but it looks like it will not be contested. Sheridan went back. Whitehead for Middlebury is poached a little bit over on the forward side there.
Stalling at 7.
It's a high stall. There might be a bailout throw. Look for Sheridan up line, and Sheridan comes down with it. Whitehead still poaching that lane.
Good job by Whitehead here. Great help, D. Knows that over the top throw is going to be extremely difficult here.
Pick call somewhere else. The Postmen are not doing a good job recognizing that they have a poached man right now. That man should be trying to go back, get the disc, and violation call. It looks like number 4. Daniel Moselle moved before it was coming. It's coming in at 6. Oh, number 7, Patrick Adelstein just could not come down with that D for Middlebury, and Puget Sound punches it out of half. Here comes the Puget Sound pole. It's Hoffenbeck with the pole. Puget Sound will be defending Middlebury as they're going downfield. And a big huck. Hetzel was deep, but he not only had 2 defenders on him, but the throw wasn't to the right space. Puget Sound sets on their end line. Sheridan with the disc.
That's not coming back in.
Ooh.
Not the best decision there.
No, and this is going to give Middlebury a chance to score here as they're right on the cone there on the end line. Arnosti's their go-to guy in the end line, and Whitehead finds him for the score. There was a caller on the play.
Not sure if it's a foul or a travel here. Either way, it's coming back.
Whitehead with the disc. Arnosti there, number 10 for Middlebury, is the go-to guy. He is the ISO in the end zone. Earlier they were looking for Hetzel as much as they could in the end zone, but it's turned into Arnosti. Oh, they look for number 2, Will Loans. And they call the disc down. Having some problems here with movement while the observers are figuring out what's going on, and a little too much movement after the play. Looks like Loans tried to call himself up, and the observers in Puget Sound were saying that he was down. It would be Puget Sound disc as Jonas Cole picks up the disc in the middle of the field for Puget Sound. He has a hand on the brake side, but it floats, and Daniel Moselle cannot come down with that disc. It's Middlebury disc again.
Same spot, too. Looks gotta be a foul call.
Yeah,
here.
a little bit of a foul there as 3 players, 2 Puget Sound guys, collided. One of them being Hoffenbeck.
There's a Middlebury player in there, too.
Nathan Arnosti was that, or not Nathan Arnosti, excuse me. Asa Julian was that Middlebury player that was tangled up in there.
It's a tough spot to be in on the field.
Yeah.
Wind has shifted to point towards that corner of the end zone now. I'd like to see him
Foul
swing
called.
it. I'd like to see him swing it here, or at least attempt to. Jamming it in from that spot is going to be very difficult, but Whitehead has shown he has.
I agree with you. If they're able to swing to the other side of the field, they got the Puget Sound defenders on their heels and really wide open looks.
See our nasty post a
To the
little
far
bit
cone.
here in the back of the end zone.
Stahl's only coming in on one right now after the foul call. Arnasi's not the main guy right now for Middlebury. It's Will Loans, who looks like they're trying to get the disc too. Whitehead's looking. Finally swings it over to number 8, Sam Haig.
And
And
block.
Ham, wow, nice hand block there by
Looks like a punt for field position.
Jonas
there.
Cole. And yeah, Jonas Cole punts it immediately for Puget Sound. He had Hoffenbeck going, but the throw didn't float enough in the wind. And then Middlebury disc around half field, and they instantly huck it. Hetzel's there, but not able to come down with the disc for Middlebury. Number 69, Connor Sleeper picks it up for Puget Sound, right in the end line. He hucks it. Hits Sheridan, who hits Hoffenbeck. They're at midfield.
This is encouraging for Puget
Finds
Sound.
Moselle. Moselle over to Hoffenbeck. Hoffenbeck to another wide open receiver. I don't know what Middlebury's defense is right now. And there's another wide open receiver, and Whitehead can't get to that open receiver in time, and Puget Sound breaks upwind, but the downfield pole sails out of bounds.
Hold the phone, she's got a cannon.
Whitehead going to pick up the disc here for Middlebury. Whitehead's been very steady handler, especially going upwind for Middlebury. His inside flick breaks weren't adjusted to in the first half, but now the straight up mark seems to have. As Whitehead swings it to the sideline, Middlebury works it up a bit. Instantly look back for Whitehead though. Yeah, Puget Sound has a good adjustment of taking away that inside flick, and they get the foot block on him. That looks like Dylan Harrington with the D on Whitehead. Muzzle has it just outside the end zone over to Hoffenbeck for Puget Sound. Hoffenbeck goes up line and throws the high release backhand for the score to Hoffenbeck. That's Moselle to Hoffenbeck for the break. It's now tied at 8 here. Puget Sound was actually handed a TMF after that last point for a spike by the observers. That's, as far as we know, their first TMF of this game. Middlebury with the disc. Up to Lammer. Lammer's back to the middle of the field. Floaty throw. Somehow Middlebury comes down with it. This is a different O-line than we've seen the past 2 points here. Lammer's coming on. And then Will Loans getting wide open over on the far side for Middlebury. Davis Whitehead is not in the field for Middlebury College. He's been really big on them trying to get an upwind break. On for him is freshman Jason Lehow. Charlie, what do you think is going to decide this game at this point?
I would say the next upwind break is going to be crucial, as Puget Sound takes care of business there.
Yeah, there was number 21, Dylan Harrington, scoring that goal there to bring it tied at 9 here between Puget Sound and Middlebury. Here comes the Puget Sound pole. It's Hoffenbeck with the pole. A nice backhand that's able to get past half field. Whitehead was back in, instantly hucks it. Oh.
Foul. Nope. No foul call.
For a second, it looked like Arnasi had called a foul call, but he did not. That was Spencer Sheridan on the D there. Sheridan throws it up. Hoffenbeck comes down with it. Number 44, Sam Berkelhammer with the disc on the side of the field. Puget Sound's looking to break here over to Sheridan. Sheridan up line to Berkelhammer. Berkelhammer's just outside the end zone now.
Working the break side there.
Over to Moselle. Nice D by Whitehead.
And he has a man wide open deep.
But he just,
it's not quite going to work.
He just hucks it. He was double teamed for a second there, didn't call it. Instead, punted it for the D.
However, that's going to work out well. They're trapped on end zone corner here.
Will Loans will mark Spencer Sheridan here. Middlebury coach is yelling at him how to mark here. Straight up mark. Thrown to the opposite side of the field for Elliott Cohen. Now over to Hoffenbeck. Hoffenbeck throws middle of the field.
Not sure what the force is here. It looks flick.
For a while it was straight up, but now it looks flick. And Hetzel there calls the foul on number 7, Elliott Cohen.
Looked like Hetzel was getting a little close on the mark there, and Cohen maybe gave him a little bit of a shoulder.
Just try and get him back off, yeah. A little confusion on where the stall's going to come in here. Stall's coming in at 4, it looks like. Hetzel still gets up close on the mark. Forces a really blady flick upfield and just does not work out. Hetzel is slowly creeping back as Whitehead goes to pick up the disc. Arnasti is also going deep.
They're looking for the huck there.
And even though he can get it off, can Arnasti come down with it? No. Oh.
Well, you cannot catch your own throw, sadly.
Yeah. Hoffenbeck threw it upfield, but caught his own throw. And it's a turn, Middlebury disc, back to Whitehead. He's got Hetzel hanging out in the end zone. Oh, wow. Finds the wide open throw in that backhand. That was number 18, Asa Julian. Here comes the Middlebury pole.
They're forcing home here, so they'll be forcing towards the sideline that the pole just rolled to.
It's a backhand force, and the disc goes up. Oh, nice D by Hoffenbeck, but number 44, Sam Berkelhammer, goes down, grabbing his hamstring. Berkelhammer goes off for Puget Sound, and Whitehead takes the disc in the front of the end zone after making the D there in the Puget Sound huck. It was a great play by Whitehead, but glad to see Berkelhammer walk off the field okay. He was saying that it was hopefully just a cramp. He didn't think it was anything more serious than that. Puget Sound's forcing Middlebury to work it from side to side here. Oh, the throw just too far for Lammers.
Wide open Lammers. Too far, though.
Puget Sound disc looking to punch it in. Ooh, and just too far there for number 21, Daniel Harrington.
That would have been a few great pictures in the Alti photos over there.
Whitehead again picks up the disc.
This is an important upwind break. We'll see if they can get this.
Middlebury with a 10-9 lead. Break here would be huge as
there's the crucial
soft cap approaches.
The crucial swing there. And
oh, wow.
Immediate D.
Miscue in the dump to Whitehead. And Harrington makes the play there, get the D. Sheridan with the disc. Oh, just too far.
Also would have been really cool if he had done that.
Puget Sound is getting open, going to the cone there, looking for the downwind score, but their throws are just not on right now. Whitehead again.
It's exactly the same thing that happened last time.
The huck by Loans goes right into Puget Sound, and Puget Sound gets another chance to hold here on their O point. But once again, their throws are too far. This time not in the end zone. But Puget Sound needs to get their throws together, get them on target, to where their cutters are getting open, but their handlers aren't doing a very good job of throwing concise throws. Whitehead dumps it back. It's a big dump.
Good full field swing there.
Over to Adelstein.
Nice.
Lammers over to wide open Whitehead.
Great swings here.
With the time, I'm surprised Whitehead didn't boost it there. Lammers towards the middle of the field now. Whitehead has it at about half field. Lammers going up line. Instead throws to number 7, Patrick Adelstein. Adelstein over to the far side of the field. Middlebury works back to the middle.
Middlebury's moving it really well this point.
Good downwind defense from Puget Sound, though. Middlebury is looking for those huck chances, the downfield chances, but they're not able to get it off. But Middlebury is doing enough to just work it up inch by inch here. And there's a timeout called by Whitehead.
Good call by Whitehead. Didn't see what he liked. Decided to talk about it in the TO.
Middlebury is coming out of the timeout here. Looks like they have 2 handlers back and 2 different stacks set up too. Puget Sound's coming out man defense.
Definitely could be some kind of decoy here. They might be trying to split a potential bracket.
It's going to be very important here that Middlebury breaks if they like to have a little more security with their lead. They're up 10-9 right now in Puget Sound, trying to break upwind.
Strip called.
Whitehead again with a disc. Puget Sound's done a very good job this half adjusting their marks to not allow any of Whitehead's inside flick breaks that he's been able to pull off practically all game. And
just too far.
Errant throw by Loans gives Puget Sound the disc again.
He had 2 guys streaking to the break side. Just had to put a little more IO on that flick.
And it goes, and even though the Puget Sound player was wide open, it was number 14, Peter Gerritz Larson, that was wide open. But there was a foul called on the throw as the disc works its way back up the field. Foul, no contest is what we hear here. And it'll remain Puget Sound's disc. After this point, soft cap will come on.
The game's either going to be at 12 or 11.
As the huck goes up, but
it's going to be
sails just too far again. New disc yet again. That's the 3rd or 4th time they've had to resort to a new disc because of this downwind. The throws go out of the little concealed turf area we have here. Whitehead with the disc. An errant high release backhand to the break side. Floats too much. Doesn't get to his cutter. Gives Puget Sound the disc right on the end line. Number 4, Daniel Moselle was not in. And travel call on Moselle there.
Travel called. Coming out on 5.
Moselle, they're looking for Sheridan. Nice move by Sheridan, but the throw is a little too far out in front of him from Hoffenbeck.
No one has been able to score from that corner of the end zone today, I don't think. It's been...
Yeah, up close has even been problems even on that downwind.
Yeah.
Whitehead again with the disc, right on the cone for Middlebury. And he looks deep.
And that's coming back in. And almost
greatest chance.
He might have been able to toe the line there if he had made that catch. But let's go with the greatest. No one really in the area.
Sheridan punts it right away. Middlebury brings some guys back.
That's out.
But it's out the back. Even though Daniel Moselle made the grab, he was a good foot or 2 out of bounds. And Whitehead once again picked up the disc from Middlebury.
Puget Sound's fans do not realize that he was out the back and cheer anyway.
What do you think about the Puget Sound's current strategy of pretty much hucking and then playing defense.
I think that if they're doing it because they're tired, it's just going to make them work harder on defense. So it's really not going to work for conserving energy. Although it does seem to be working for getting the Ds in the area.
Yeah, it's an errant Philip Chang throw from Middlebury. Gives Dana Moselle the disc for Puget Sound, just outside the end zone. High release blade flick goes up, and it's Middlebury disc again. Not sure about that throw selection there by Puget Sound, and big huck. Philip Chang, the freshman from Middlebury, can almost come down with it, but not quite. And
a lot of turns this point.
Yeah, this has been a very long point. Seven or 8 minutes so far. For Puget Sound, that could prove deadly as the game goes on because of their tight lines, but Puget Sound scores to tie it at 10s. Puget Sound pull, tie game, 10-10, game to 12 here after soft cap went on during that last point. Middlebury disc, Davis Whitehead picks up, looking for the huck and throws a high release backhand up. Arnosti can't get there from Middlebury. Spencer Sheridan picks up for Puget Sound.
That's been Middlebury's downwind strategy pretty much the whole game. It's been working most of the time.
Recently, Puget Sound has adopted the same strategy of punt and D. The upline flick works from Sheridan to Cole. Cole has it now. Can't get the disc back to Sheridan. Looks like there's a foul called on the mark. Maybe fast count. Trying to hear what's going on. Some discussion. Not sure what's going on. Coming in on 6 here. It was not fast count. Not sure what it was, but... Oh, nice throw by Cole, but it just can't get to his receiver. He was able to break the tight mark from Middlebury.
See if they punt this right away.
Yeah, Whitehead picks up the disc at about half field. Was looking for a second, but now looking for the unders.
The unders are
Gets
there.
to the Loans. Loans throws it over. Middlebury now on the far sideline. Swinging the disc now. Back to Whitehead. Too many guys working over to the cone. Oh, floaty over to the opposite side of the end zone, but number 1, Jeff Hetzel can't come down with that one.
It's out the back. You're good. Most likely the disc is rarely ever going to be back there anyway, so.
.33 Jonas Cole picking up here for Puget Sound. Hetzel on the mark. Hoffenbeck gets wide open on the far side. Arnosti marking him. Oh, that was close, almost on the middle of the defender. Should have bid there on Spencer Sheridan.
If I'm Middlebury here, I'm trying to force the disc out of Sheridan and Cole's hands, as they seem to be the only ones who are very confident with their upwind throws.
And a TMF called there on the Middlebury defender for his mark. It's over-aggressive mark. We believe that puts each team at 1 TMF. He's marking Spencer Sheridan. Or excuse me, Jonas Cole. No, I was right. Spencer Sheridan. And wow, number 99, Jack Durham, the sophomore for Puget Sound, comes down with that 50-50. Back to Sheridan. Sheridan throws it up. It's be a big break. Goes up, and
Blades.
The blade
7.
and Jeff Herzl from Middlebury gets the D. That would have been a huge break in this game to 12 for
I meant 7.
Puget Sound to get.
7 through it. I don't know if 7 got the D. So like 7 for Puget Sound through that. And they boosted.
Whitehead hucks it right away. Arnosti's nearby. Can't get up, but calls foul on Hoffenbeck.
Not sure about that. Looked like Hoffenbeck had position.
Crowd doesn't like the reaction either, but Hoffenbeck immediately sent it to observer. No foul called. It'd be Puget Sound disc. Not sure about that foul call from Arnasti.
Either way, counts as a D. Hoffenbeck picks up.
Hoffenbeck goes up line. Oh, but the throw floats. Did that hit Hoffenbeck? It must have, because the observers are allowing it to go on.
Cole looking for the break.
Oh.
That is over. Oh my goodness.
Hoffenbeck tried the greatest, but the wind said no.
Pat,
And it'll be Middlebury disc right outside the end zone.
that was preposterous.
Fortunately for Puget Sound, Middlebury's had a lot of trouble forcing the disc in this close to the end zone.
Here they
But
don't.
not this time, as number 2, Will Loans, grabs the score from Davis Whitehead. Middlebury is also resting guys like Herzl, Loans, Arnasti, but Lammers and Lehau are in, but it doesn't matter who Middlebury and Puget Sound have in. Puget Sound scores right away.
And this is Universe.
Universe points, 11-11. Another close game for the Postmen, just like last year. The end of the D3 National Championships will come down to the last point. Middlebury has a distinct advantage going downwind. Instantly, Whitehead hucks it to Arnasti, and Arnasti cannot come down with it. Arnasti comes up a little gingerly. They got to play defense now. Puget Sound's looking to break for the win. Lammer's on the mark here on Moselle.
He turfs it.
Moselle turfs it. Wow. And this will give Middlebury the disc just outside the end zone after they punted to play defense at the beginning of the game. Foul called there as number 7, Elliot Cohen, went down, marking Jeff Hetzel, sorry. Might have been getting that wrong all game long. And it looks like Jeff Hetzel will be getting a TMF here. The observer saying he ran straight into Elliot Cohen of Puget Sound. Hetzel doesn't really know. He doesn't seem to know what's going on, but it's still Middlebury disc. Still Middlebury disc with a chance to punch it in here for the win. Whitehead with the disc. A lot of guys calling it for it. Oh, and the throw from Whitehead. Oh, just too far from Arnasti, but he does call foul.
He did throw through the mark there.
Yeah.
Don't know if he stepped into him or not, but
Honestly,
definitely was contact.
With all the players in between, definitely contact. Not sure how it's going to go.
And
Foul is upheld by the observer.
Great spirit there, especially on Universe point. Wow.
Yeah. Whitehead now has the disc 2-3 yards out of the end zone. No stall. Looking for Arnasti, and he finds him. Arnasti wins it for Middlebury. Middlebury Pranksters have beaten the Puget Sound Postmen 12-11 here in the finals of the D3 College Open Championships. Opium. Wow, yeah, that's a little gaff. Long day in the sun here at D3 Open Championships. Once again, Middlebury College beats the Puget Sound Postmen 12-11. I'm Jimmy Leppert.
I'm Charlie Enders.
And we're signing off here for Skyd Magazine. Once again, it's been the D3 Open College Championships presented by Skyd Magazine and Spin Ultimate.